Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're scooping into some pretty interesting business news.
Oh, yeah. What do we got?
The recent funding of this Indian ice cream brand, Hocco.
Ah, Hocco.
Okay. Now, you might think, ice cream funding,
Yeah.
why focus on that?
Right. What's the big deal?
Well, it's actually a great way to look at competition in a big consumer market, these growing companies and their ambitions, and maybe even a bit of nostalgia involved.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got some good details, mostly coming from a report by FinTrack.
Okay.
So our mission today really is to unpack what this funding means for Hocco, what their plans are, and sort of the bigger picture of the Indian ice cream market. It's quite the frosty battlefield out there.
It really is. Okay, let's get straight to the sweet stuff then, the money. Hocco just bagged $10 million.
$10 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in the first part of their Series B funding. And they're actually aiming for $20 million total for this round.
So Series B, that's for scaling up, right? Getting bigger.
Exactly, taking things to the next level.
What strikes me is the timing. This $10 million, it comes, what, about a year after their Series A? They raised $12 million then.
Uh-huh. Pretty quick turnaround.
It really is. That kind of rapid follow-on investment, it often suggests, investors are seeing good progress, or they really believe in the growth story.
Yeah, makes you think they must be hitting some key milestones.
Definitely.
And this round, it was co-led by the Chona Family Office and Sauce VC.
Ah, the Chona family. That's interesting, given their history.
Right, with Havmor.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably touch on that again.
Yeah, and connecting that back, the Series A funding, it valued Hocco at 600 crore, about $70 million.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you a sense of their perceived value even before this latest cash injection. And they expect a second close later this year, too.
Suggest more growth or maybe more investors lining up.
Could be.
So the big question then, what are they planning to do with all this capital? What's the plan?
Well, the report points to a few key areas. First up, expanding manufacturing capacity.
Makes sense. Need to make more ice cream if you want to sell more.
Exactly. You can't scale sales without scaling production. Basic logistics.
Got it. What else?
Strengthening their distribution networks. That's crucial.
Getting it into more shops, more places.
Precisely. Reaching more people across India. And linked to that, they explicitly mention entering new markets across the country.
Okay, so not just deeper in current areas, but wider reach too. Geographic expansion.
Mm-hmm. A broad ambition.
And are they thinking about the product itself, new flavors, that kind of thing?
Yes, absolutely. Funds are earmarked for new product development too. In a market like India, tastes change, trends evolve, you've got to innovate.
Keep things fresh.
Right. And the final piece is brand marketing. Getting the name out there, building loyalty. It's a crowded market.
No kidding. Okay, let's talk background. Hocco's based in Ahmedabad, right?
Correct.
But there's more to the story, isn't there? You mentioned the family connection.
Yeah, and this is, I think, a really key point. Hocco was founded by the Chona family.
The Havmor family.
The very same. The former owners of Havmor, which is, a household name in India.
Huge legacy brand.
Exactly. So this isn't just some startup. It's a family with deep, deep roots and a proven track record in this specific industry coming back into the game.
That's got to give them an edge, right? Market knowledge, connections.
You'd think so. Invaluable experience, established networks, supplier relationships maybe. It all counts.
Right. A built-in understanding, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And their product range.
Yeah.
What are they actually selling?
It sounds like a pretty smart mix. They have regional Indian flavors alongside more sort of globally inspired ones.
Trying to appeal broadly.
Seems like it. Catering to traditional tastes and also those looking for something different, maybe more international.
And how are they selling it? Just in shops?
Multiple channels. Traditional retail, yeah, but also QSRs, quick service restaurants, and importantly, quick commerce platforms like the instant delivery apps.
Making it easy to get hold of.
Ensures accessibility, definitely.
Okay, strategy seems sound. Product, distribution. But let's talk numbers. How's the performance? The report touched on this.
It did. And they've set a very, very ambitious target for this financial year, FY25.
Oh, yeah.
They're aiming to close the year with 500 crore in revenue.
500 crore? Wait, what was it last year?
FY24 reported revenue was 32.38 crore.
Wow. Okay, that's a massive jump they're projecting.
Huge. It signals enormous confidence or maybe pressure on their expansion plans working out.
Absolutely. But growth like that often comes at a cost, initially at least. Did the report mention profitability?
It did. They reported a loss in FY24.
Okay, how much?
About 20.23 crore, which, isn't totally unexpected for a company investing heavily in scaling up like this. Marketing, manufacturing, expansion, it costs money.
Sure, you have to spend money to make money, potentially.
Right. The key thing to watch will be how quickly that revenue growth can start covering those costs and push them towards profit.
Definitely want to keep an eye on. Now, Hocco isn't exactly walking into an empty market, are they? What's the competition like?
Oh, it's intense. You've got the huge established legacy players, the giants.
Like who?
Okay, Amul, obviously, dominant in dairy and ice cream. Then there's Vadilal, Hindustan Unilever with quality walls.
Yeah, the names everyone knows. Been around forever.
Decades. They have massive market share, huge distribution networks already built, big hurdles to overcome.
But it's not just them anymore, right? There are newer brands popping up, too.
Exactly right. There's a whole wave of new age brands trying to carve out their niche. The report mentioned Hocco Foods NIC.
NIC, yeah, I've seen that one.
Also, Hangyo, Go Zero, NOTO ice cream. These guys are gaining traction, showing ambition.
And are they also getting funding? Is it just Hocco attracting investors?
No, not at all. That's what makes it interesting. Many of these competitors are also raising significant capital.
Ah, okay. So there's broader investor interest in this space.
Definitely. For instance, NIC raised $20 million just this February. That was after an earlier $11 million round.
Wow.
Hangyo raised $25 million last year. NOTO and Go Zero, they've had their initial fundraises too.
So lots of investment flowing into the Indian ice cream sector overall.
Yeah, it really underlines the dynamism. Investors clearly see potential for growth here.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. We've covered the funding, the plans, the competition. What are the main takeaways from this deep dive?
Well, I think a few things stand out. First, the rapid funding rounds for Hocco, Series A, then quickly Series B, plus that huge revenue target. It screams aggressive growth.
High confidence, high ambition.
For sure.
Yeah.
Second, their focus is clear. Manufacturing, distribution, new markets. It's all about scaling, nationwide reach.
Standard growth playbook, but requires solid execution.
Absolutely. Third, that Chona family legacy, the Havmor connection. It's a unique advantage, that background and experience.
Provides a narrative, maybe some credibility.
Perhaps,
Good.
but also expectations.
Right. And they're doing all this in a market that's, as we said, really crowded.
You've got the established giants, and you've got these other well-funded, ambitious newcomers like NIC and Hangyo. It's not an easy space.
So the Indian ice cream market is definitely heating up. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Fair enough. It really is, though. Hocco has its advantages, especially the legacy, but executing those massive growth plans against this level of competition, that's the challenge.
That leap from roughly 32 crore to a 500 crore target, it really puts their ambition into perspective.
It absolutely does.
So we've looked at the funding, the strategy, the competitive field. It's definitely a space to watch. Which brings us to a final thought, I suppose.
Yeah.
When you look at these ambitious newcomers like Hocco, alongside the big legacy players and these other funded startups, what do you think are the most critical factors going to be for success in this, increasingly competitive Indian ice cream market?
That's the million-dollar or maybe the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. What's it going to take? And what might the future landscape even look like in a few years? Definitely something for you to think about. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.